Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We're here today with a special video for our Christmas run, and it's going to be with Mewtwo. Originally this wasn't going to be my Christmas run, it was going to be a one and done stream for a charity stream, but unfortunately I've been a little bit unwell and not had a chance to get another video done, so I decided to make this the Christmas one. And like I said, we're going to be using Mewtwo. So when we look at Mewtwo's base stat total, we've got the highest one so far with 680. 154 of that is in special attack and 130 is in speed. Our lowest stats are our defenses and they're both at 90. And Mewtwo's level up moveset isn't great, but it's not relevant to us as we don't use it. Like I said, this was going to be a one and done charity stream, so beforehand I taught Mewtwo all the moves it would need for the run. And looking at Mewtwo's TM list, there are a lot of really good moves that Mewtwo learns via TM. Now, when we start our game, we head on down as usual and pick a starter. Today I picked Sprigatito just because I hadn't picked Sprigatito in a while and I felt like it. And after the battle with Nemona on the beach, we can finally move Mewtwo over. The Mewtwo we're using is from Pokemon Go, so it is a little bit higher level at the start, starting at level 20. But other than that, it is just a standard Mewtwo that we taught the moves to beforehand. And we can start our run officially. As we come to the gates of Mesagoza, we once again have to do the tutorial battle against Nemona, where she shows off this region's gimmick, terrestrialization. And as always, it's not her starter that she terrestrializes here, but her Pawmi. Luckily for us, Mewtwo is good enough to take down both Quexley and Pawmi without taking any damage, and we can head on through, pick up the start of the quest line for the Team Star, the Titans and the actual gym badges. When all of that's done and the tutorial is finished, we have a total time of 53 minutes, our fastest tutorial so far. The first gym leader that we're going to face is Katie, the bug type specialist. Katie's team consists of a Nimble, a Tarantula and a Teddiursa which terrestrializes to the bug type. We start the battle at a time of 1 hour 2 minutes at level 20 and we are holding the Wise Glasses. Katie's Nimble falls to a single flamethrower before she sends in the Tarantula, which also falls to a single flamethrower, leaving her with her ace. She terrestrializes, but it isn't enough and it falls to a single flamethrower as well, giving us our first gym badge of the run so far. On the way to the next gym leader, we stop off to face the Titan Cloth, and at phase 2 Arven joins us with a shoulder. We're still at level 20 with the Wise Glasses and a time of 1 hour and 10 minutes. A single Aura Sphere drops it down to very low, almost picking up the one hit KO. And then on the next turn, Arven's shoulder finishes it off with an Ice Shard, giving us our first Titan beaten and allowing us to travel quickly on our ride Pokemon. Our next gym leader is Brassius, the grass type specialist, and we have a time of 1 hour 20 minutes. We're at level 21 now and we're still holding the Wise Glasses for this fight. Brassius's team consists of Petlil, Smoliv and Sudowoodo, which is Brassius's ace Pokemon, and he terrestrializes to the grass type, calling it Truly Wudo. We take down the Petlil with a flamethrower and also the Smoliv with a flamethrower. And we would have taken the Sudowoodo down with a single flamethrower as well, but it has a sturdy ability, allowing it to hit us with a Trail Blaze, which boosts its speed, but it's still not faster than us, and another turn we finish it off, giving us our second gym badge. Next up is the Titan Bombardier. We're at level 21 still. We've got a time of 1 hour 29 and we are still holding the Wise Glasses. Bombardier's first phase was an Ancient Power and we took a little bit of damage before it went down to a second one. For the second phase, Arven joins us with a Nacli as we use Ancient Power, taking it very low, and Nacli goes for Rock Polish. On the second turn, we still outspeed both the Bombardier and the Nacli, and Ancient Power finishes it off, giving us our second Titan beaten and the ability to travel across water. Next up is the Electric Gym Leader, Iono, and we are at level 24. We've got a time of 1 hour 49, and we are still holding the Wise Glasses. Iono's team consists of Wattrel, Bellibolt, Luxio, and Miss Magius, which is Iono's ace Pokemon, and she will terrestrialize to Electric. The Wattrel goes down to an Ancient Power before the Luxio comes in, as it has a Dark type move, but it falls to an Earth Power. Bellibolt also falls to an Earth Power. This only leaves Iono with her ace Pokemon, Miss Magius, and after it terrestrializes, it has no weakness, so we hit it for big damage before we take a Confuse Ray, and then we finish it off on the next turn, breaking through Confusion with a Psychic to give us our third gym badge of the run so far, and we are making great progress at this point with no resets either. We go against our first Team Starbase now, and we've chosen the Dark-type specialist Giacomo first, as it's the lowest level. Giacomo only has 2 Pokemon, those are Pawniard and the Starmobile Reveroom, which is a Dark-type in this case. And we have Aura Sphere to take care of the Pawniard without any issues. It's a good point now to talk about terrestrialization for Mewtwo. We have the flying type terrestrialization, so we can get rid of our dark weakness and also our bug weakness, which we didn't need. So we terrestrialize against the Starmobile, making us not weak to dark type moves anymore, and take it down with a couple of Aura Spheres, giving us the first of the 5 Team Starbases defeated. After the victory against Giacomo, we head straight over to Mela, the Fire-type Team Star leader next, and we're at level 26 with a time of 2 hours and 12 minutes. Mela also only has 2 Pokemon. They are Torkoal, which sets up the sun for her Fire-type Starmobile, and we've got Earth Power, which takes the Torkoal down in a single hit, and also does about half damage to the Starmobile on the first turn it's out, allowing us to take it out on the second turn, giving us our second Team Star victory so far. Next up, we head over to Orthworm, the Steel-type Titan, and we are at level 26 still. We've got a time of 2 hours, 24 minutes, and we've still got our Wise Glasses. We hit the Orthworm with a Aura Sphere, dropping it very low before the Toedscool uses Grass Knot. After the Orthworm just sets up a Sandstorm. The grass knot isn't quite enough to take the Earthworm out, just leaving it on a tiny bit of HP. So on the next turn, we're still faster, Sandstorm doesn't boost its speed, and we finish it off with another Aura Sphere, giving us our third Titan beaten and allowing us to have the high jump ability. We are already at our halfway point now, and our halfway today is Kofu, the water type gym leader. We got a time of 2 hours and 40 minutes at level 28, still with our wise glasses, as we will be for most of this game. Kofu's team consists of a Veluza, a Wug Trio, and a Crabominable, which is Kofu's ace Pokemon, and he terrestrializes that to the water type. We've got Energy Ball, so Veluza falls to it. We are faster than the Wug Trio, which is quite a fast Pokemon, and that also falls to it, leaving only Kofu's ace Pokemon, Crabominable, which after it terrestrializes, we do big damage to before it hits us, and we can finish it off with one final Energy Ball, giving us our 4th gym badge so far of the run. Our 5th gym leader is Larry. We're at level 35 after leveling up a little bit to meet the level caps, as it was a bit of a jump after Kofu. We just used the candies I've been collecting as we were wandering around doing the other parts. We've got a time of 2 hours and 51 minutes, and we're still holding the wise glasses. Larry's team consists of a Kamala, which loves to yawn and put Pokemon to sleep, a Dunsparce, which loves to glare and paralyze Pokemon, and Staraptor as Larry's ace Pokemon, which as always will terrestrialize to Larry's type, which is normal. The Kamala does fall to a single Aura Sphere, leading to the Dunsparce, which survives an Aura Sphere and does glare and paralyzes. Luckily, on the next turn, we are still faster, even with the paralysis, and we take the Dunsparce out. Larry then sends in his ace Pokemon, terrestrializing it, and it is faster than us. It hits us with Facade, doing just under half of our max HP, as we manage to land an Aura Sphere, which does pick up the one-hit KO, giving us our 5th gym badge of the run. With Larry beaten, we head on over to our 6th gym leader now, which is Rhyme, the ghost type specialist, and the only mandatory double battle section of the game. For the double battles, as always, we use an Azurill with only Splash until it dies. Rhyme's team consists of Banette, Mimikyu, Houndstone, and Toxtricity, which is Rhyme's ace Pokemon and terrestrializes to the ghost type. We are at level 39 with a time of 3 hours and 15 minutes. We're still holding the wise glasses. Rhyme's gym has a gimmick where after each round of turns, we either get a buff or Rhyme gets a buff. So we start the fight off by terrestrializing to the flying type. It removes our ghost weakness, and at the end of the round also gives us a omni boost of buffs from the crowd, taking the Banette down to a Shadow Ball on the first turn. Rhyme then sends in Houndstone, which we proceed to take out as Mimikyu has killed Azurill. Rhyme will then send in ace Pokemon, Toxtricity, and terrestrialize it, but we take that out, leaving only the Mimikyu. It doesn't do a lot of damage to us, and we take it down after we break the disguise ability, giving us our 6th gym badge now. And once we reach level 50, we'll be able to bottle cap to change our IVs, boosting our stats even more. Our third Team Star base is against Atticus, the Poison type Team Star leader. And Atticus has a Skuntank, a Muck, a Revavroom, and then the Starmobile Revavroom as well. Atticus leads off with his Skuntank, and we can't hit it with Psychic as it has the Dark type as its secondary ability. So we go for Earth Power, it doesn't go for Sucker Punch, and we take it out in a single hit. After that is the Revavroom, which is 4 times weak to Earth Power and goes down to a single 1. After that is Muck, and we can finally use Psychic, which is our stab move, and Muck also falls to a single Psychic. That just leaves the Starmobile, which is Poison type in this situation. We go for Psychic, doing big damage, almost taking it out in a single hit, as we get hit and then take it out on the final turn as we outspeed it, giving us the third Team Starbase victory. Next up is Iron Treads for the Titans, and we're at level 41 with a time of 3 hours 39. We've still got our Wise Glasses, and Arven joins us for phase 2 with a Scovillain. We start the fight off by going for Flamethrower, taking it to just below half, as Scovillain goes for a Scary Face after we take a Iron Head for quite a fair bit of damage. We're faster, so on the next turn another Flamethrower is enough to finish it off, and we have beaten the 4th Titan and have the ability to glide now. We head on over now for our 7th gym badge, and it is against the Psychic type gym leader Tulip. We are at level 45 with a time of 3 hours and 59 minutes, and we're still holding the Wise Glasses. Tulip's team consists of a Farragarith, a Gardevoir, a Sparfra, and Florges. Farragarith has the normal typing, so we can't use Shadow Ball and go for Dark Pulse, taking it down in a single hit. Gardevoir falls to a single Shadow Ball, and so does a Sparfra. Florges is a little bit tankier, so it does survive the Shadow Ball after terrestrializing to be Psychic type, and then hits us with a Moonblast before we finish it off with another Shadow Ball, giving us our 7th gym badge now. From Tulip, we head on over to our final gym leader, Grusha, the Ice type gym leader. And we're at level 47 with a time of 4 hours and 8 minutes. Grusha's team consists of a Frostmoth, Beartic, Satitan, and Altaria, which is the Ace Pokemon and will terrestrialize to the Ice type. We start the fight off with a Flamethrower against the Frostmoth, taking it out after outspeeding it. And we also take the Beartic out with a Flamethrower before the Satitan comes in. It has the Thick Fat ability, so we hit it with a Aura Sphere to take it down, leaving only Altaria left as we take it down, giving us our final gym badge and allowing us to take on the Elite Four later on in the video. Our final Titan fight is against Dondozo and Tatsugiri. We're at level 50 here, we've got a time of 4 hours and 18 minutes, and we are holding the Wise Glasses still. Being at level 50, we've gone and done the bottle caps just before this to boost our IVs up, and Dondozo phase 1 and phase 2 were very easy with Energy Ball. Tatsugiri with the buff from the Herba Mystica is surprisingly bulky on the special side. We do hit it with Psychic as it hits us with Icy Wind to lower our speed, and Greedent misses a takedown. Another Psychic drops it just above half as we take a Dragon Pulse, taking us very low, and Greedent hits takedown this time, putting it below half. Another Psychic then puts it very low as Greedent also hits a takedown, and we get hit by another Icy Wind, putting us in the red. We are now slower than the Tatsugiri, but it goes for the Greedent, taking it out, and we Aura Sphere as it's only got a sliver of HP left to give us a first time victory. Being in red HP, this is the first time we've actually been close to a reset this run so far. And I was a little bit concerned we might have to grab a level or two, but we're all good and we can continue onwards. We've also now got the ability to climb up walls. With all of the gym badges and all of the titans done, it's time to finish off Team Star. And we're over to Ortega, the fairy type leader of Team Star. We're at level 51 with a time of 4 hours and 34 minutes. And Ortega has a team of Azumarill, Wigglytuff, Darkspun, and his Starmobile, which is the fairy type. We take the Azumarill out with a Energy Ball, but for the rest of this fight, we don't have a move that is super effective against fairy types. Ortega's Darkspun also has Crunch, so we do Terastallize against it so we don't take super effective damage, and we take all of Ortega's team out without failing ourselves, leaving only one more Team Star base left to beat. We are now over to the final Team Star base, and it is Eri, the fighting type leader of Team Star. We've had our first reset against Eri as she has an Annihilate which survived Shadow Ball and took me out with Rage Fist. For this fight we are at level 52 with a time of 4 hours 51 minutes, and we are holding the Wise Glasses still. Eri's team is Toxicroak, Lucario, Persimmon, Annihilate, and the Fighting Starmobile. For Toxicroak, we have Psychic, which is 4 times weak to. Lucario, we have Earth Power. Persimmon, we have Psychic. Annihilate, we have Terra Blast with Terra Flying to take it out, and the Starmobile we have either Terra Blast or Psychic, depending on what we want to use at the time. After the first fight where I saw that Annihilate survived the Shadow Ball, we had no issues with Eri after that, and if I'd have known for the first one, we would have won almost immediately without any issues. Now that we've done that, that is all of Team Star defeated, all of the gym badges collected, and all of the titans beat. So now it's time to move on towards the end of the game before we can go to Area 0. We head on over to the Elite Four next, and the first member of the Elite Four is Rika. And Rika's team consists of a Whiscash, Donphan, Camerupt, Dugtrio, and Clodsire. The Whiscash is easy, we have Energy Ball, it's 4 times weak to. The Donphan has Sturdy, so it always manages to get an attack against us. Camerupt goes down to an Earth Power, Dugtrio falls to a Energy Ball, and Clodsire is really annoying as it likes to stall for time with Protect, and also likes to go for Toxic, poisoning us, and then protecting again to get that extra chip damage. We started the Elite Four, still at level 52 with a time of 5 hours, 2 minutes, still holding on to our Wise Glasses. second member of the Elite Four is Poppy. And Poppy is the one we've had the most difficulty against so far. Poppy's team consists of Copperaja, Corviknight, Bronzong, Magnezone and Tinkaton. And it is the Magnezone Tinkaton that has been giving us the most problems. Because the Magnezone sets up Light Screen, we could not take Tinkaton down in a single hit, and Gigaton Hammer was just doing too much damage. I tried changing out for leftovers during this fight, but without the Wise Glasses, we weren't able to take down the Copperaja in a single hit, and then we were not able to recover enough health in between. On the run that we beat Poppy, we actually burnt the Tinkaton with Flamethrower, and Gigaton Hammer did not then do enough damage to take us out afterwards, so we could get the victory after 3 attempts, which isn't too many, but was a lot for this run in particular. The third member of the Elite Four is Larry, back with us again. This time he is a flying type specialist, and he has a Tropius, Staraptor, Altaria, Oricorio Yellow, which is electric, and Flamigo, which is his ace Pokemon now, and he terrestrializes that to be a pure flying type. We have Ice Beam. I don't really need to say any more than that for this fight, but Tropius is 4 times weak to it, we outspeed, it doesn't set the sun up, and it falls. We are faster than Staraptor, it falls to a Ice Beam after intimidating us. Altaria is also 4 times weak to it and falls to it. Oricorio, I wasn't sure if we would be faster then, as it is quite fast from previous runs, but we were, and it falls to it. And Flamigo, although isn't 4 times weak to it, it's not the most defensive. It's got good attack, but it's not the most defensive from my understanding, and also falls to an Ice Beam. And we've only got 1 member of the Elite Four left at this point. The final member of the Elite Four is Hassel, the Dragon type Elite Four member. And Hassel has a team of Noivern, Dragalage, Haxorus, Flapple, and Baxcalibur. We are faster than Noivern, so Ice Beam takes it out as it is 4 times effective, leading us to Haxorus as it has a super effective move against us, but we are faster and Ice Beam takes it out. Dragalage is sent in, and we use Psychic as it is weak to it, and it's Stab, so it does more damage, taking it out in a single hit. This leaves Flapple before Hassel's ace Pokemon Baxcalibur. Flapple is also 4 times weak to Ice Beam, so it's not a problem. Baxcalibur terrestrializes to the Dragon type and survives an Ice Beam, hitting us with Glaive Rush, doing massive damage but not taking us out. Meaning on the next turn, not only does it take double damage from any move we use, we are also faster, giving us a victory against the Elite Four, with only Poppy causing any resets in this run. After beating the Elite Four, we are against the champion fight, Geeta. We're at level 59 with a time of 5 hours, 27 minutes, and we're holding the Wise Glasses. Geeta's team consists of Esparthra, Kingambit, Avalugg, Gogoat, Veluza, and Geeta's ace Pokemon, Glimora, which terrestrializes to be a pure rock type. Geeta leads off with a Sparfra, which falls to a Shadow Ball, before sending in Kingambit as it's a Dark type to hit our Psychic type, but it's also Steel and 4 times weak to Aura Sphere, which takes it out as it's incredibly slow. This leads to Avalugg, and although physically Avalugg is quite bulky, especially is very weak and Flamethrower takes it out. Go-Go comes in next and Flamethrower takes it out, leading to Veluza, which gets taken out with a Energy Ball. Geeta then finally sends in her ace Pokemon and terrestrializes it, and as it's a pure rock type now, it's weak to fighting and goes down to Aura Sphere, meaning that we have beaten the champion fight. With the champion fight beaten, we are over to Arven now to finish the Path of Legends challenge. We're at level 61 with a time of 5 hours, 37 minutes, and we are holding the Wise Glasses still at this point. Arven's team is probably one of my favourites in this game, just because it's the fully evolved version of the Pokemon he used during the Titan fights earlier, as well as Arven's ace Pokemon, Mabosstiff, which is the Pokemon he will terrestrialize to the Dark type. Pokemon Arven has are Greedent, Garganacl, Scovillain, Toedscruel, Cloyster, and Mabosstiff. Arven has 4 Pokemon that are weak to fighting moves and 1 Pokemon that is 4 times weak to Ice Beam or ice moves in general. So we get through this fight, as you can imagine, with Aura Sphere and Ice Beam, Psychic for the Scovillain, and that gives us the Path of Legends completed, and we've only got a few more fights left to finish off the other 2 paths. Director Clavel blocks our fight to the end of the Starfall Street path, and Clavel's team is... it varies depending on the starter you've chosen. So he is guaranteed to have a Rangaroo, Poltergeist, a Abomasnow, and 1 of the starters. The other 3 Pokemon he has, or can have should I say, sorry, are Gyarados, Amoonguss, and Houndoom. And Gyarados and Amoonguss are what he has if you picked Sprigatito as your starter, as we did. Houndoom replaces the Amoonguss if you chose Skeledirge, I believe, and Gyarados replaces the Amoonguss with Houndoom if you chose Quaxley, I believe. I can't remember the exact order if I'm being perfectly honest. And for Clavel, we are at level 62. We've got a time of 5 hours, 43 minutes, and we're still holding Wise Glasses once again. For a lot of Clavel's team, we have Dark Pulse to take out a Rangaroo, Shadow Ball for Poltergeist, Flamethrower for the Abomasnow. We have to use terrestrializing for Gyarados, as it has dark moves, and I haven't got him picked up Thunderbolt for some reason. And to be honest with you, at this point I was still streaming. I'd been streaming from the very beginning till just after this fight, if I'm being honest. I was very tired and not really thinking about Thunderbolt. But we do beat Clavel on our second attempt. I think Gyarados took me out once due to me forgetting it had a dark move. But with that, we've only got 2 more fights left until we can finish off each of the last 2 paths and start the way home. The next fight we win is against Nemona. we are now at level 67 with a time of 6 hours and holding the wise glasses for the final time in this run. As you can see, we've had quite a few resets from the last fight. 2 of those were against the final part of the Team Star bosses, as it was getting very late. I was still trying to stream it all in one go, and I was getting very tired, making some bad plays, and after a couple of resets, I was just like, I'm done, I need to get some rest. We then had a couple just kind of leveling in between to see what we could beat and what level we kind of needed to be at for them. So here we are with Nemona. Nemona's team is Lycanroc, Pawmot, the Dunsparce, Goodra, Orthworm, and the starter that Nemona picked at the beginning. In this case, it will be Quaquaval, as it's obviously fully evolved from the Quaxley. Nemona's Lycanroc falls to any number of moves that we have. Earth Power, Aura Sphere, and Energy Ball all do the trick. Pawmot is easily beaten with Earth Power. The Dunsparce does manage to survive a Aura Sphere just and hits us with Hyper Drill before Orthworm comes in, which does go down to Aura Sphere. Goodra is very, very defensively good, so Ice Beam is not enough to take it down in a single hit, but it doesn't have as much attacking power as some of the other pseudo legendaries does. So although it does good damage, doesn't manage to take us out. Quaquaval will then come in, Terastallize to be pure water type, and Energy Ball is enough to take it out in a single hit, meaning that we have now beaten the Path of Champions, sorry. It's getting a little bit late here and I'm getting a bit tired. It is the Path of Champions that we've now also beaten, and we've only got one more fight to finish the Starfall Street off before we can start the way home. It's now time to start the final fight of the Team Star path, which is called Starfall Street, and it is against Penny. Penny's got a team of evolutions, and they include Umbreon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Leafeon, and Penny's ace is Sylveon, which terastallizes to the Fairy type. Penny always leads Umbreon, so we need to terastallize, as we would be very weak to it if we didn't, but once we do, we can take it out. Umbreon always likes to go for Baby Doll Eyes on the first turn as well, which is not a big issue for Mewtwo, but can be super annoying for physical attackers. Once Umbreon's taken care of, Jolteon, Flareon, and Leafeon are all single hits. Vaporeon isn't, but misses a Hydro Pump this time, leaving Sylveon, which is surprisingly bulky, survives a lot of moves, and can do good damage to us. But we are now a high enough level, being at level 67 to survive, and with leftovers helping our recovery, we beat Penny on our first attempt at this level. And we can head on down to Area 0 now. It's now time for the final fight of this run for Mewtwo. We're at level 70 after making our way through Area 0, and we got a time of 6 hours and 54 minutes, holding the leftovers as we were for the fight against Penny. Toro's team is full of Paradox Pokemon, which have very close to legendary stats, but luckily for us, Mewtwo is legendary, and Toro's team consists of Iron Moth Iron Hands, Iron Thorns, Iron Jugulus, Iron Bundle, and Iron Valiant. They are all good Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but they are all quite fragile, quite fast and fragile. Iron Moth is weak to Psychic, Iron Hands is weak to Psychic, Iron Jugulus is Ice Beam, Iron Thorns is Earth Power, Iron Bundle is Aura Sphere, and Iron Valiant is also weak to Psychic. And I wasn't sure if we were going to do this first attempt, but we did without any real issues. And with that, Mewtwo has completed the solo run. As the final battle of the game plays out, Miraidon versus Miraidon, I want to thank everyone who's made it this far into the video. I really appreciate the views and the support. I know I'm still very small and don't have many viewers, but I do appreciate each one of you. I have the next 3 videos lined up already from viewer requests, but I am always looking for more requests to jot down and see how we can do with those Pokemon. So if anyone has any, let me know and I will add them into the list. Just leave a comment. Mewtwo's time has been 7 hours 14 minutes after the credits rolled and 11 resets, making Mewtwo the fastest Pokemon we've used so far, unsurprisingly, and also the least amount of resets so far, which is also not a surprise. We could have done better on terms of resets. Part of those resets were just my stubbornness when I was tired and still wanting to do it in a single stream. And part of it was not just going, well, we've done this, it's not worked, let's go level up a little bit at the end. But Mewtwo was a lot of fun. It was very easy, very, very quick, and didn't really pose any challenge until those final 2 fights, if I'm being honest, before AI Toro. There will be a point where I want to do not a versus video, but kind of Armourouge versus Ceruledge, like in the opposite games. So that will be coming soon, but I'm going to be taking this week off of everything because it's Christmas week and I want to spend time with my family. So I'll be back probably in the new year with the next video. And until then, I hope everyone has a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If not, just a great holiday period. If you're watching this after the holiday period, I just hope you're having a great time of year, and I will be back in the next video. Until then, take care, and I'll see you again soon.